What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another Breaker video. If you like me or know who me I am, and B, our words are hard, and you can check me out on patreon.com/poddog, where you might know me from such shows as Let's Die, the His versus Hers Guide to the Apocalypse, Pokemon After Dark Rye, or Jaws Breakers. But yeah, check all those stuffs, and today we have a Dead by Daylight killer tier video. Now, those of you who remember when I streamed on Twitch, I streamed a lot of Dead by Daylight. It's one of my favorite games of all time. Mostly Survivor main nowadays, but I've played my fair share of Killer. I've got over 2,000 hours in the game total. So I am far from an expert, but I'm far from a noob as well. But this is more of a fun tier list than it is like, oh, we all know Nurse and Spirit are really strong and in the S tier, but this is more of a fun exercise. So this is a tiller kill. This is a killer tier based on fun. So up here at the top, we have super fun. Can't type. Bam. And then we got, A. For A, we'll do mostly fun, and then B, we'll do almost fun. C, but fucking kill me. And then for the last one here, Y, straight to hell. So based on these very serious and clear criteria, let's start with the Trapper. The Trapper, I'm going to say almost fun. Now, if this was a tier video list about how strong I think it is, Trapper would be probably towards the bottom. Just an straightforward M1 killer. He's got nothing to help him out in chase unless he's got a bear trap on him, and you want to fake out putting one down, or if you just want to block a pallet or a loop or a window or something mid chase. But that gives the survivor distance. I'm going to say almost fun because it is kind of fun when a survivor steps in a random trap across the map, and you're able to get some value out of that. Sometimes the timing works fantastic where you've just downed somebody and then you get somebody trapped across the map or somewhere else, and suddenly you can snowball, and that can be fun, almost fun, but it's too random. It's very difficult. He just had a rework for his add-ons not too long ago, and I gotta say he's much better after the rework. Much more interesting things you can do with him, but he's still weak. But that's fine. Not every killer needs to be god tier, amazing in chase or amazing at gen blocking or free gen holding and stuff like that. Like sometimes it's good to have killers for different play styles and different levels of skill level. So Trapper is definitely one of those for like more of a beginner killer, and I think he is. The more you play the game, the less fun he gets, unless you specifically want to troll survivors with a basement trapper build, in which case you're just going to get a bunch of disconnects. But yeah, almost fun is where he goes. The Wraith, mostly fun. He just got in the latest update as of this video. You can no longer light burn him while he's cloaked, which is fantastic for him. He is not quite as strong since they kind of nerfed his dashing speed after he uncloaks, so he feels a little bit more fair. When he had that extra like uncloak speed, he sucked to go against. It was no fun. I hated playing against him. Now Wraith feels a lot more balanced. High mobility, zoom around the map really fast. You can catch survivors off guard at weird angles. And he's got some really strong add-ons, like the bone clapper and stuff like that. So you can make it to where everyone can hear your bing bong, or nobody can hear it at all, just depending on how you want to play. So lots of fun things you can do with him. Mostly fun. Hillbilly, super fucking fun. They're fun to play as for the most part, and they're fun to play against. You don't feel cheated when you get one-shotted from a sprinting Billy. It just feels like, oh, good job, Billy. You did good. Uh, Zooming around the map is awesome. They made it to where his overheat heats up faster while he's sprinting, but not as much around loops, which I think is totally fine. It kind of sucks because certain builds you could like run with certain add-ons and perks to like be like undetectable and keep your chainsaw silent and then just zoom in circles around the map and try and catch somebody off guard. Not very effective, but fun. You can't quite do that as much as well with the way overheat works now, but really trying to master Billy and getting curves around certain loops and things like that, and playing against that is also fun. So Billy deserves to be up there on super fun. And kind of rare these days. You get one every once in a while, but whenever you do hear that of his terror radius, you get excited. So if you hear a killer's terror radius and you're excited that you heard it, then you know he belongs in super fun. The nurse, fucking kill me, because that's what she does. She's the strongest killer in the game. She'll probably always be the strongest killer in the game unless they introduce. I don't know what they could introduce that would beat just teleporting through walls and floors. But yeah, that's what the nurse does, and she's incredibly oppressive. It doesn't matter how fast her base speed is. It doesn't matter how safe the window or pallet you're at is, or the loop you're at is. Like, she's give her time. She's gonna catch you. She's gonna kill you, and it sucks. I don't I don't despise Nurse. Far from it. There's other killers that are more frustrating to go against. Nurse's counterplay is a lot about breaking line of sight and knowing when to leave loops and trying to be erratic and not predictable. But yeah, like at least they changed it to where her basic attack no longer triggers her blink attack triggers a lot of perks. So things like sloppy or whatever don't trigger as often if she comes out of a blink and hits you immediately. So I mean she feels more fair to go against, but she's still a fucking beast. And in the hands of an average nurse player is almost guaranteed gonna 4K or at least 3K and someone get the hatch. Huntress? I'm gonna go almost fun. This is my tier list, god damn it, and she's hard as fuck to use. I play on console, and I know that's the reason why. And you got to practice a lot. But like the good huntresses, I'm sure have a blast sniping people from across the map. And when you do land a long range hatchet, it feels so good. But it just doesn't happen very often, at least for me. Survivors are too smart. They know how to play against huntress. They know to break line of sight. They know when to juke and jive, and you really got to predict survivors pathing when you're chasing them down and things like that. And so she's like close to being fun, but not quite. But she's far from being like the most unfun. Fucking personal perks suck ass. Michael Myers. Okay, goodbye. Michael Myers. Super fun. Not particularly strong. Busted add-ons, like a couple of really busted add-ons everyone knows. But even with his downsides, it's just super fun to play. So that's swell. I don't know what else to say about that. He's got great musical cues, chase music. He's fun to play against. Like, it's nothing quite like being jump scared by a Myers popping around a corner or just staring at you from the distance and you didn't notice it while you were on a gen, and then suddenly and you're like, oh. But yeah, super fun to play. Like him a lot. Hag, why? Straight to hell. She sucks. Good luck. I don't know who enjoys playing with or against the Hag. She's strong. She's a strong killer. She's a strong, I'd say, A-tier killer. Great at camping hook. She's one of the few like killers whose power she can use around hooks, and she can just build a web and funnel survivors to said web and just snowball that. Doesn't matter if she loses 3 or 4 gens, she's gonna snowball and just proxy camp people to death with her traps. They removed the flashlight functionality, which I think is fine. Being able to like remove her traps base kit is probably should have always been a thing. So, but I have not played against she's just not somebody you see a lot when you play the game. I'd say she's pretty unpopular, so I haven't even seen one since that update. So maybe it's a little bit more harder for her to camp hooks, but she's slow. She's not like visually appealing in any way. Um, yeah, and she's just not a lot of fun to play because you're just setting traps, pushing people to them. Kind of like, I guess Trapper is kind of like that in a way, but Trapper just feels more fun, I guess, than Hag, because Hag can have like 20 goddamn traps and then put them all around a hook, like everywhere around a hook, and then it's kind of lame. It's just lame. Next we have the Doctor. This is hard. It's either mostly fun or super fun. He's got a little bit of everything. He's got some tracking with his big shock. He's got madness, which helps with a little bit of built-in slowdown. Because and he's got a little anti-loop as well because he can shock you mid-loop. No, I'm gonna say super fun. No, I'm gonna say mostly fun. Mostly fun. He even with being like a kind of a jack of all trades killer, he's probably not the most fun to play. Like good survivors are still or will always be, a pain for any killer, but like big shocking and then not being able to find someone feels bad. Shocking someone at a loop at like a millisecond too soon or too late, and then being able to get to a safe window kind of sucks. So I'm knocking him down, but I'm just barely. I'm putting him above Wraith though. I think he's more fun to play than Wraith, and plus he's got the which cracks me up. Booba, fucking kill me. I hate Booba. Moving on. The most hated killer. I know some streamers and stuff love going against Bubba. I fucking hate Bubbas. They're all terrible face camping, basement camping pieces of shit. Yeah, I'm sorry, but I hate playing against Bubba. He's no fun. He's zero fun. It feels so bad to get one shotted, and it's like for Noed. Noed feels like it rewards bad killers. Like at the end of the match, like, oh, you chased me around all match, didn't hook me, you got ran around for a bunch of gens, and then at the last possible second, you got an insta down and camped me to death. Like that doesn't feel like you earned it, and it feels bad. Bubba's kind of in that camp. Like a good Bubba, I've seen a few good Bubbas. Oh my god, what is happening? Fucking ads just blasting in my eardrums while I'm trying to do a damn video. Anyway, what was I saying? I don't remember. I've seen some good Bubbas that do like moonwalking while they're doing chainsaw things, and that stuff's kind of interesting and fun. But for the most part, people like to just run you down with the chainsaw and then tunnel you off the hook and stand in front of you, and or they like to insidious camp somewhere and then just pop out of nowhere, which I guess that's not as bad. It's the tunnel camping stuff, and it seems like the vast majority of Bubba players love the tunnel and camp, and they're like, haha, it's just a game, haha. But you're like, yeah, but the game wasn't fun for anyone but you. So fuck you kindly. I'm putting Freddy in Y straight to hell because he's a demon from hell. And he sucks. He needs a rework, I think. He's just no fun to play. Teleporting to gens and then getting cut off when gens are completed. Like it's an interesting design, and I think it could be good. I think it just needs a slight rework, and buffing a couple of add-ons isn't going to do it. I think being in the dream world needs to be more of a hindrance than it is. It's just really kind of a no big deal, really. Yeah, he needs a rework again, and they need to balance out something with his power to make it fun to use. And right now, it's just not where it needs to be. Pig, where is Pig going? I'm going super fun. No, everyone likes to boop the snoot. Really fun, creative add-ons that you can use to play her a couple different ways. She's got stealth built in. She can crouch. She can do her little piggy roar and do fun stuff like that. Moon dashing around's fun. So she's also kind of a jack of all trades, for instance. But she's not like super strong. But she is a lot of fun to play against and play as. So I'm putting her in super fun. And you know what? I'm putting her above Michael, but below Hillbilly. Going fast is fun. Clown, I'm putting in almost fun. I probably like playing as the clown more than the average person who has to play clown for dailies or whatever. I think he's a fun. His powers are fun. I don't think playing against him is particularly fun. So he kind of like just rides the middle for me there, and that's where he's going to be. Spirit, I think she goes straight to hell. At least in her previous incarnation, where she could stand still and you couldn't tell if she was phasing or not. Because like, what kind of counter? Like, it's just bizarre. Like, unique but bizarre. But now I think she just goes to fucking kill me because strong. Second strongest killer in the game, in my opinion. Even though you can tell which direction she's phasing, it just feels like it's just a matter of time. A good $100 headset's gonna get you 4Ks most often with Spirit, and playing against her is more about predicting where she's gonna pop out of her phase, which technically I guess would be a 50-50 which side of the palette she pops up on, but it feels like for me more often than not it's the wrong side. Legion. Mostly fun. After his rework, it would have been super fun. But once people kind of figured out the counter, like people were DCing against him all the time just because people weren't having fun, but playing as him was really fun. But like, yeah, the counterplay with him is to just split up, which already is a strong strategy for pretty much against every killer in the game. So split up against the Legion, ensure he never gets his insta down with his power. And he's still got a M1 you around loops and stuff to put you down. So he's not very strong. Add-ons are fun. It's still fun. I contend it is fun to go fast. I'm putting him above Doctor. It is fun to zoom around the map and slap survivors as much as possible. Plague, mostly fun. I feel like nobody knows how to play against Plague, at least a little bit. Like, her vomit streams are a little are kind of unpredictable. Like, half the time you can dodge them, and half the time, well, more than half the time, you're probably fucked. But just a weird killer, and the nature of her power just changes up. Like, she has her own like meta, right? Like, if you brought a medkit to the trial and you're against a Plague, you're like, well, as a medkit, I'm not going to use this entire game. So it's kind of interesting that her power affects the game in such a way that powerful items and things like that just aren't strong against her, which is cool. She changes things up, kind of like Pyramid Head. I'm gonna go ahead and skip the Pyramid Head. Pyramid Head has his whole cage thing, so he is a real effective tunneler, and he changes the trial in that way when he gets people tormented. Although tunneling is never fun, I do think that he is going to be the highest tunneler on this list. I'm putting him at the bottom, though. I'm putting Plague above Wraith, I think. And then Pyramid Head can go below Wraith. It is super fun to go for snipes through like walls and stuff. Bring I'm all ears or just get good. But the tunneling nature sucks if anybody does that. I feel like most Pyramid Heads don't do that, at least in my experience. But they are pretty fun to try and juke on the other end of a pallet or whatever. But a good Pyramid Head is really strong and so good at zoning that you're gonna probably die more often than not against a good one. But overall, mostly fun to play against and play as. Ghostface, super fun. Actually, going right above Billy right here. All Ghostfaces are fun. Best Mori in the game. They run the gamut of being so puzzling and goofy and weird, and just bizarre. He can crouch. He's got built-in stealth. I mean, he can stalk survivors and insta down them. His power is really is good for the most part. Like it's fine. It's not the strongest thing in the game by far. And his add-on rework was really good. I think he's like a decent B tier killer normally, but he's regardless super fun to play as and for the most part really fun to play against. And especially the just the absolute weird ones. A demo, super fun. Going right here behind um Ghostface. Seeing less and less of them these days. Bring Stranger Things back to the game. Demo puppies are fun to play against. I always get excited when you hear those Stranger Things terror radius music tone uh, come on, and yeah, they're great. I love them. Fantastic. He's also a jack of all trades. Teleport around the map, shred pallets, can close distances pretty decently with it if you needed to for whatever reason. Always fun to win a mind game and shred somebody. Fantastic. Oni, super fun also. I'm putting him above Billy. He's a stronger Billy when he's enraged in his blood fury and he's zooming around the map, insta downing people. And on the other end, it's really fun to like 360 a raging Oni and have him miss. You know, you want to make sure you don't give him his power too early in the game, and his add-ons are like most of them are kind of garbage, and then there's a couple ones at the top that are really good, like the one that gives aura reading whenever they come into contact with blood orbs. That's a great one. But yeah, for the most part, I think Oni is super fun to play as and against. Deathslinger, my former main. I'm gonna put this feels sacrilegious, but I'm gonna put him mostly fun, and I'm putting him above Legion. I think he's so punishing when you just continually miss shots, and it's um yeah, that's pretty much it, right? Like when you're playing against a slinger, if it's a grid slinger, you're probably screwed. You're probably at least getting put into deep wounds. Uh, Playing as slinger when you hit a trick shot though, or like just a difficult shot, it feels awesome. So I think it is a really high variance of either um, being really oppressive, which isn't fun, and also just being super. I don't know if flashy is the right word, but just being so just insanely insane that even though it is oppressive to get sniped at distance through a tiny hole somewhere, even though that is oppressive, that's so impressive that it's so oppressive that it is impressive um, that it can be done, and that makes it interesting and fun. Who's next? The Blight. Why? Straight to hell. Why? Nerf every add-on he has. His add-ons are insane. They should all be illegal. His power is so strong. He's the second strongest killer in the game, right behind Nurse. Distance doesn't matter. It's only a matter of time before he runs you down. It just feels bad. Um, Blights are just broken. Just absolutely crazy. They should have left his field of view down at his fucking ankles just to handicap him a little bit. But cool character though. I love the character design and his weird twitches stuff. You know. Twins, almost fun. There's like the idea of splitting between two different killers and like doing different things is interesting. They said they're reworking twins. I don't know how you like what you do. I'm sure it'll probably just be buffs to numbers or status effects when Victor jumps on you. I don't know how you rework twins to make them more fun. I think they're far from the weakest killer. I'm not even certain that they need a rework except to fix like the occasional bug or something here or there. But because I think they are a pretty strong killer. They just like Plague. They have their own play style that requires their own counterplay against them. I think what's really unfun about them that people don't like is because they have it's a slugging killer. Victor downs you from across the map, and then he just goes to the next survivor, leaving you slugged, because why would Charlotte waste all of her time to cross the entire map to go hook you when she can just go down somebody else and then just keep that process going? So That's not fun, but I'm still putting her in almost fun regardless for all the other reasons I said. Trickster, mostly fun, but he's going at the bottom. Uh, he's charismatic. He's cool. Yeah, I mean, what I say, it's a baby huntress for the most part. Not a strong killer by any stretch, but that's partly why it's kind of fun to try and loop him. He's gonna get you around low loops, where he's gonna hit you, be able to hit you with his daggers. But that's part of the challenge, breaking line of sight and avoiding his baseball bat. Nemesis is super fun to play against. I'm putting him above demo. I'm putting him. No, yeah, I'm putting him above demo, below ghosty. The zombies are a random factor in every match. Some of the most fun games I've had in DBD as a survivor have been Nemesis, and playing as him, he's also kind of not really a jack of all trades in the same way that like Demogorgon is, but he's strong pallet removal once he tears up. The zombies can occasionally help with tracking, or come in clutch in other ways occasionally. And you can got some anti-loop. He can whip you through windows and over pallets and things like that. But he's just fun to play against. Yeah, so some of these are just like this, when you hear them big boots stomping, you're like, oh boy, here we go. Don't forget the duck after you vault the window. And then playing as him, like again, he's not like a super strong. I think he's another one of those like probably upper B, lower A killers, probably upper B. But he just feels good to play for the most part, especially when you get to tier 2 and you can shred pallets. Pinhead, straight to hell. It sucks. I hate playing against Pinhead. I used to be that the killers I hated playing against the most. Actually, yeah, no, wait, right here, fucking kill me. I would rather. Actually, we need to fix this. I'll put Spirit up here. Actually, I'll put Nurse at the top of fucking kill me, and I'm putting Bubba and Pinhead. Bubba at least can't fuck with you on the other end of the map. That damn cube is so annoying. He's got a ton of slowdown with the cube because everyone's always got to manage that in addition to whatever else they're doing. If you're bringing an item build, it sucks to play against. Playing as him, it's super frustrating to miss a chain missile. Like, it just sucks so hard because it feels like you get all the juicers that can dodge every chain in the world, and then when you're playing against a Pinhead, you're just getting chained 100 million times, and it sucks. It's just no fun whatsoever. He's so oppressive at times that I just kill me, just fucking kill me. That's why he goes there, and he goes. I think I'm putting him below Bubba too, for that matter. Artist, I'm putting at almost fun, and I'm gonna put her below clown. She's really oppressive, anti-loop killer. You can't affect her crows with flashlights anymore, which kind of sucks because it was kind of fun to play in a team, and then like her chasing someone around a loop, place a crow, and then you pop out from behind where she's not paying attention, and you just nuke her crow. That stuff was fun. I don't know that they needed to get rid of that. It's not like something that came into play that often. But they did. So yeah, crows are there to stay until she shoots them off or they expire. But it's the only thing you can do against the artist is leave a loop. You leave every loop. You loop it once, drop the, when she starts to drop a crow, you leave the loop immediately, and that's all you can do. Not very fun. Pretty oppressive. Not as oppressive as Pinhead, but is what it is. Sadako, the ring. Oh, my sweet lady. I love Sadako. I think she goes in mostly fun though, and I think she's going. Yeah, I think I'm putting her. I think I'm putting her below. No, I'm putting her above Legion. Lots of mobility, can get around the map pretty easily. Built-in undetectable. But she's just an M1 killer. But she feels fair for the most part. Great personal perks. I don't know, just tons of fun to play against. And play as. I wish that they made getting the tapes more of a priority. Like, not as much of a priority as getting Pinhead's box, but I think it would be great if they buffed the tapes or something to make you want to actually interact with the TVs more. Notwithstanding that one add-on where everyone starts with a tape and has to go get rid of it. Dredgy. Dredgy's going at the top of mostly fun. I think he is super fun to play with. He's probably one of my favorite killers to play with overall. I just love him. No one thinks about barbecue and chili anymore, so it makes it super fun to hook somebody and then just barbecue or teleport over off of barbecue and get somebody else. Super fun. Playing against him sucks. I fucking hate it. It's annoying. Going into Nightfall just blows. You can't see anything. You can't loop anything unless you have like windows of opportunity, and it's just not fun. Nightfall is not fun as a survivor. It gets points for being different and gets points for making the game like it's legit scary in Nightfall. Dredge is a scary killer, but that doesn't make it fun particularly. But I appreciate that they brought some horror back to the game with Dredge. But he's so much fun to play as that I'm putting him up at the top. Like I said, he can teleport around to lockers. He's got a tiny bit of anti-loop, being able to teleport back to his remnant. But yeah, he's fun. Wesker, why? Go straight to hell. I have yet to play against a Wesker that's fun, and playing as Wesker feels frustrating, especially on certain maps where there's just a bunch of shit poking out from loops that just you get caught on a branch of a bush and stops your what is it called, the thrust, whatever. Really annoying. I hate playing against him. He just sucks. He's no fun to play against or play as. To me, I'm sure there's plenty of people that love zipping around the map and just throwing people against walls. The Knight, oh boy. I'm putting him at the bottom of almost fun. And this might be controversial, but I actually like the Knight. I like the Knight's character design. I like his minions, his guardsman's character design. I like his power. I understand that he's really annoying to play against. Like, he's really good at camping. He's really good at holding down 3-gens, and that stuff sucks. But there's just something unique about his power that I like, that a mid-tier Knight is fun to play against. A really good oppressive Knight is no fun to play against, and there's some variance there. And I think not a lot of people play Knight at, I guess, a super duper high level, and by that I mean the tunnel camp, right? So like Knights that don't tunnel and camp are really fun to play against. I'll say that. That's what I mean. That's what I want to say about the Knight. Skull Merchant is better than people give credit for. I actually like her design. She's a little bit of a letdown. I don't hate her the way other people fucking hate her, though. And so far, the times that I've played against her and played as her, I've legitimately had. I'm putting her at the top of almost fun. I feel like I need more time with her and against her to fully gauge it out. But I've not been in any 3-gen scenarios where like the game's just drug out for like an hour. So that hasn't happened to me. But so far, that's my experience with her. And that is the undisputed tier list. Looks like Ghostface is our winner for most fun killer to go against. And the worst one, oh, hang on a second. Let's see. You know what? I think this is accurate. I take it back. Now it's accurate. We put Freddy at the top of Go Straight to Hell as being just no fun whatsoever. And then Hag, Blight, and Wesker. And I think that's fine. Yeah, and that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Check me out, patreon.com/poddog for other stuff. If you're watching this on Patreon, thank you for being a patron. And if you're watching this on YouTube later, yeah, those other things. And keep it good, greasy. I don't know. Catchphrase here. Bye, everybody.